as it craves the patience and understanding of its valued customers. That was an important announcement from the National Water Commission.
Lasco Food Drink is everything you need to support your family's nutrition. Have it at home or take it with you every day for all-day energy. Lasco Food Drink has your favorite flavors, including low-sugar options, so you sacrifice nothing. Packed with protein, calcium, vitamins, and minerals, including iron. Lasco Food Drink is the winning taste and nutrition for your family. Nutrition never tasted so good. Also, try Lasco La Soy as a lactose-free alternative.
The new NIDS bill has been drafted and is ready for review. We want to hear from you. Go to www.japarliament.gov.jm to download a copy of the new bill. Join the conversation. Make a written submission to Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or via email clark@japarliament.gov.jm. All written submissions must be sent by Friday, January 29, 2021. Join the process. Let your voice be heard.
My Malta, my pocket with me. You know, I got it with me. I feel have a buckle for myself. Yesterday, the shop locked, so today, me come back. 2 new flavors on the shelf. Coffee or vanilla, the Jamaican original. Have it with my lunch and my dinner. Ginseng with the ginger, make you settle and you simmer. Good for the baller and the singer. Make you feel good and it tastes real nice. Better when cool, so we put it on ice. Mother full of flavor for life.
St. Anne's Bay Institute of Cosmetology and Vocational Skills now registering for courses in bartending, barbering, massage therapy, facial, housekeeping, floral arrangement, hair, nails, waxing, wart removal, customer service, lashes and piercing, first aid training, makeup, body treatment, electrical installation and more. 7B Gully Road, telephone 876-538-6395. Education is the most powerful weapon which can be used to change the world.
Who God bless, no man has any right to curse them. Spiritual Dr. Famous Bongo from Ulaba offers spiritual and herbal healing. Come with your problems, big or small. We have all types of herbal medicines. For appointments, Friday and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. All you gotta do is call 876-867-0023 or 876-438-9121. Right in Ulaba. Check out Spiritual Dr. Famous Bongo today.
It's the H&L Agro Anniversary Sale. Come celebrate with us. January 21 to 30. Get up to 30% off vegetable seeds, fungicides, insecticides, herbicides, fertilizers, equipment, and more. Only at H&L Agro. Curbside pickup and delivery available. Don't miss it. Conditions apply.
Ignite your future today at the College of International Skills and Healthcare. The leaders in paramedical and hospitality training. It's local and international certification in practical, geriatric and pediatric nursing, medical lab technician, phlebotomy, pharmacy technician, security, customer service, receptionist, airline ticketing, food and beverage, housekeeping, early childhood, childcare, and more. Online and face-to-face classes start soon. Register now and get huge discounts. Visit us at 48 Pines Plaza Junction, St. Elizabeth, or call 876-536-0110 or 876-430-1965.
It's electric. The wake-up call. Sweetly tea morning Irie. 4 hours of family fun can done. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mondays to Wednesdays. With me, your vibes queen, Lady Renee, and 2 bad DJs, DJ Brian and DJ Lollipop.
Area shut.
Sweet conversations, fruitful information, higher meditation, musical satisfaction. Every day is a celebration on
Welcome back. It's all about the easy skanking right now on E107s.
Reggae Radio, Irie FM.
I mean, I tell her say a long time, me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, I tell her say a long time, me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, them rubber double style and highness. Alright, so string up place full of niceness. Okay, me I tell her say a long time, me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, come follow me
me and watch me use me lyrics shell down that beat. Them say my melody sweeter, me the girl in my feature. Bassline a rumble top and clap to the tweeter. The rhythm ya too bad, me say me a forget a piece. Them body days them from style young Robbie, Tony Kelly, and Bobby, Sean Paul and Shaggy. Yeah, tune like this me say hit off for win the Grammy. Yeah, big up Bobby, mommy musical daddy.
I mean I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, I tell her say a long. Oh yeah, no yeah, no.
Irene FM.
Talk truth when song bad, don't it? Again.
Oh yeah, I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, them rubber dub your style and highness. Alright, so string up place full of niceness. Okay, me I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah,
come follow me and watch me use me lyrics shell down that beat. Them say my melody sweeter, me the girl in my feature. Bassline a rumble top and clap to the tweeter. The rhythm ya too bad, me say me a forget a piece. Them body days them from style young Robbie, Tony Kelly.
Talk truth, when are the last time you hear something like this?
Hit off for win the Grammy. Yeah, big up Bobby, mommy musical daddy.
I mean I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, them rubber dub your style and highness. Alright, so string up place full of niceness. Okay, me I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, 2019 but me kill them with the 90s flow. Watch it make that ball, I lock the stage show. Put up your hand and go so pow. From you know you no bow. Them know man not talks from a little and a grow. Balance the rhythm and just seize and circle. Anytime I hold the fire phone place off a level. I want to feel the bass line, I want to hear the treble. Cause the reggae music make me feel comfortable. And I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, them rubber dub your style and highness. Alright, so string up place full of niceness. Okay, me I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. Oh yeah, tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this. I tell her say a long time me no hear nothing like this.
You see the ready I one day, make him tande. The bad mind one day, make him tande. The grudgeful one day. Say them are your friend, but them are hidden. When I trust them, so me breathe them. Wicked with the love, is in me fall. Hear me now, no. Smiling face with a bag of sweet talk. Me know them corrupt in a them heart. It no matter how much good you do for them, them still a double cross you. Boy, give them the whole nine, them want the one for make ten. You need a strength, them same one I walk past you. Hey, Mr. Who need an enemy with friends like those? Me not spare no time for let them in up close. Them yet you be your things, them and the few pieces of clothes. And not them same one I come grudge you the most. Say them kind of thing they I won't allow. Me nah go flex, me nah go par with no clothes or phones. All in them intention is to bring you down low. Yet still them would want some of your dough. Say them are your friend, but them are hidden. When I trust them, so me breathe them. Wicked with the love is in me fall. Hear me now, no. Smiling face with a bag of sweet talk. Me know them corrupt in a them heart. It no matter how much good you do for them, them still a double cross you. Boy, give them the whole nine, them want the one for make ten. You need a strength, them same one I walk past you. Even when you feed them and close them, give them place for sleep. Bust them money to spend, take them to the street. Them no really care, them still locked up like creeps. Whether it be your things, I wonder how them do it. You sight them as the morning peak. And every car we pass them one fan down and meet. Them tell me them a hustle, but I lie them a sleep. Me have to fly past them in a lightning speed. Say them a your but them a hidden. We trust them, so me breathe them. Wicked with the love is in me fall. Hear me now, no. Smiling face with a bag of sweet talk. Me know them corrupt in a them heart. It no matter how much you feel them, them still a double class.
One day you got no hope under me. All you can do create enemy. If it's pretty but so ugly, chatty mouth, blonde day. You got no hope under me. cause so much despair, or you just knock your head on the bed, decide to give the world a breath, were you emotionally abused, feeling lost and misused, or you decide to be all about ruining lives with your mouth, or you are gone so, and you know say that no right, or you are gone so, or your man is sleep at night, or you are gone so, make the man a leave your wife, you use your life to create no strife, chat him out, one day, oh you chat now, hope and a may, oh you walk the loop,
Virgo is the same, yes, oh, still I'm a one of a kind, in the danger zone, I was born in Jamaica, hilly interior, where the sun don't shine a lot. When big sounds in the area, everybody draw nearer, and sooner than later the whole place rock. They call me singing razor, with the melodies like Deep Fraser. I'm musically insane, yeah. When the music hits, you feel no danger. I'm a reggae lover. Huh. Romaine Virgo in your area. Ooh, ooh. I'm a reggae lover. Skenge, Romaine Virgo now your area. Huh. Ooh, ooh. Hey, I'm going hard and I will never stop. I'm climbing high, I got to reach the top. If you're looking for me, you'll find me in your speakers on your block.
Large pizzas starting at $1,000 all day, every day at Little Caesars. The time by Little Caesars
Pizza
is
11:31. You're inside the Easy Skanking on your 107. Right now, Romaine Virgo. And big up to Romaine, aka DJ Collision.
Skenge, Romaine Virgo now your area. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a reggae lover. Ooh, yeah. Hey, it makes you wild but keeps you sober. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh. And when you hear the sound, come and lay your troubles down. Cause it's sweet and the bassline round. Link up and make you rock the town. When you hear the sound, you know we're coming from jump down. But it lifts you up when you're feeling down. We know you're gonna love this sound. I'm a reggae lover. Huh. It's stringy and rumbling burger in your area. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a reggae lover. Ooh, yeah. Hey, listen up and let me show ya. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, I'm going hard.
When it comes to music, I sing, love is all I bring. Come on, pray me with lyrical sling like King David. And rhythm like this, we not play with. Lord. A long time on a DJ in a dance. A long time on a chant in a dance. I come for nice up the area. I come for nice up Jamaica. But watch a track. Dance off sell off. Dance off the cock. Liquor sell off. Georgie wine sell off. People really see it and have to laugh. Oh Lord. Promoter and his eyes and have to laugh. Oh them laugh. Cha la 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 la. Cha la 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 la. Born and grow in Jamaica. No matter where me go, me nah left ya. Me say me nah left Jamaica. Not at all. Me coulda never left Jamaica. In comes King Kabaka, lyrical champion. Watch me chop up the rhythm like a sword from Japan. So bright and for squint like a real Chinese man. Practitioner of yoga but not Indian. Lyrics them a weapon of mass destruction. Me have nuclear bomb like a American. Can't overstand like a Egyptian. I'm a glyphic when me ship it to the fifth dimension. Me chat it on the rhythm that a fit me religion. You get twist up and flat up like a Brazilian. Pile off your face with the mic in my hand. Then me sip a cup of tea like me come from England. A long time on a DJ in a dance. A long time on a chant in a dance. Me come for nice up the area. Me come for nice up Jamaica. But watch your check. Dance off the cup. Dance on sell off, liquor sell off, Georgie wine sell off. People really see it and have to laugh. Oh Lord, promoter and his item have to laugh. Oh them laugh, cha la 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 la, cha la 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 la. Can't find a park or the dance really cough. Gate man a laugh and the cashier a laugh. Can't find a buckle with a car. Me say me can't find no space to walk. I need a food before the food is sell off. The cane man and him hygiene a laugh. Oh them laugh, cha la 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 la, cha la 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 la. I say whoa now now, I say whoa now now. I stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. I stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. A chain is as strong as its weakest link. Each one is brother's keeper. I say unity is the foundation of survival. Yeah. Got to make your love come shining through. I stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. Oh, now, now. I stop the fussing and the fighting, the sisters. Yeah. I stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. Oh, now, now. Now's the time for uniting sisters. Yeah. Why lose your soul because of folly? Yeah. Leaving behind your woman and baby. Allowing them to face the judgment of the world. Man, woman, boy, and girl. See, I stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. Whoa, whoa. Now's the time for uniting sisters. Every little thing you run for your gun. See you little more, your life all done. Yeah. You're gone to the world. Now you're a gem. Can't exist on borrowed time. No, no. So stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. Whoa, now, now. Stop the fussing and the fighting, the brothers. Yeah, yeah. Stop the fussing and the fighting, the from the $1,000 bill to the copper dollar kind. Anything you see me with, you know say I'm mine. House I feel clean and the car I feel shine. Woman and me children happy and fine. When me go a bank, me no stand up in a line. Haters I feel look for them eyes I feel blind. Hungry belly business that me no join. Broke pocket business that me no join. Warriors with ambition, them a show the dollar sign. Girls them with ambition, build $1 million wine. Money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, move, money, money move, money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, move, money, money move. Sit down and watch me, what that I go prove. Sit down and chat me, what that I go prove. 2 roads before you, and you better choose. If you're in a competition, you will chip up and bruise. Mine of your own and a that you feel use. Do what you feel do because you must pay your dues. Get in a the spirit and get in a the groove. Do what we are, do it real good. Money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, move, money, money move, money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, move, money, money move. Everyone want money. The poor man working for money. The rich man want more money. The robber will kill you for your own money. Money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, move, money, money move, money move, money move, money, money move, money, money move, money, money move.
morning. Sheldon, Maypen Porous, taxi driver locked in right now. Good morning to Trendsetter Patty Drinks. And the Falmouth Massive locked in. Want to say good morning and bless up to the people in Sophia Yard and Brayhead listening right now. Gerald, Shelley and Dalton, Davian, Jerome, Mara, Abigail, Ali and Alex. Want to say good morning and bless up to DJ Kwame, the earliest and baddest taxi driver from Porous in Maypen, locked in. Big up to Jaja and Maryland, St. Andrew, Jaja, St. Lucia, you know, so I want some special big up to Queen Elise Kelly, love always, you know. Mama, good morning, wherever you are, bless up yourself, you know. The legendary EK. Good morning and big up to Karine in Spanish Town. Karine said, look here, bless up yourself in a Kishima. Big up to the IRFM family, the Bent family and Whitey family. Karine in Spanish Town, locked in. In 3 minutes, we have the news and the sports. But in the meantime, big up to Althea, Sunrise Bar, Top Hill, St. Best, Massive, locked in. Good morning to Barry back from Glen Goff, locked in. Barry back to the Kira Kishime, to the Glen Goff people, them love your voice. No, I like, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Barry back. Want to say good morning and good up to our friends in Hanover, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland. Good morning and bless up to our friends locked in Kingston, Portland, St. Andrews, St. Thomas, St. Mary, St. Catherine, St. Anne, Manchester, Clarendon. Good morning. Coming up inside the Easy Skanking, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. on the road to success. We journey with world-renowned dancehall DJ Baby Sham, or shall I say Sham, formerly Baby Sham. It is season 2 of Road to Success, The Journey. A feature inside the Easy Skanking that is geared to inspire, uplift, entertain, and educate. Nala, it's been a fantastic journey, don't it? Stick and stay. See you on the flip side of this break.
The Great House Pharmacy, Oach's first pharmacy, the leader in providing home and rehabilitation equipment. We sell and rent hospital beds, oxygen supplies, walkers, wheelchairs, commodes, and more for endless solutions. The time by Great House Pharmacy is...
It is now 11:44. We're standing by for news and sports.
Reggae Radio, Irie FM.
Kill it, kill it. Half a believe.
believing in myself. Gabby teach me in him speeches. Say without self-confidence, youth is twice defeated. Believe me, Rastafari. Now wait for nobody for tell me say my great. Now wait for nobody for open up a gate. Have to believe in myself. Have to believe in myself. Now wait for nobody for give me motivation. Me have to make it out the sticky situation. Have to believe in myself. Have to believe in myself. All when them a doubt me that coulda never face I. No, I know some me mother raise I. Self-sufficient might as well that she name I. So me aim my limit is the sky. Work me put in that could never be undone. Any task when me get me wrap it up like condom. All when the burden when me be away 1 ton. Me have to carry the load because me nah no option. Now wait for nobody for tell me say me great. Now wait for nobody for open up a gate. Have to believe in myself. Have to believe in myself. Now wait for nobody for give my motivation.
Yo, me smarter than a smartphone. Yeah. Come make a smart move. When my order KFC from the smart menu. No, it never brought me pocket na empty. Chicken box combo was just $4.50. Now me get the great taste with the great value. Come order from KFC smart menu. Whoa. Now that's a smart move.
The chicken box combo from KFC. Available on the KFC smart menu for just $450. Or get the famous bowl combo and popcorn chicken combo. Now that's a smart move. KFC.
Good morning, I'm Robert Williams with IRFM Sports on the Ball. This sportscast is brought to you courtesy of Old MacDonald Farm.
Oh, McDonald Meat Processing Company, location Sandy Baker, Rinda. Oh, McDonald have a farm, E-I-E-I-O. We got frankfurters, jumbos, hot dogs, salami, salami, pepperoni, steaky, bacon, leg. Breakfast sandwiches, picnic, natural flavor, pure frankfurter, natural options, get pure bacon. Also available, natural juice, no sugar added, no preservative, jelly water, cane juice, cereal drink.
The West Indies is likely to stick with the same 11 when they face Bangladesh in the second one-day international early tomorrow morning Jamaica time at the Sherry Bangla Stadium in Mirpur. Still without a point and languishing in 8th place, the inexperienced West Indies team will be seeking to secure valuable points in the ICC Cricket World Cup Super League. Favourites Bangladesh are in 4th spot with 10 points, which helps them towards automatic qualification to the 2023 World Cup. Slow left-arm spinner Akil Hussain, who made an impressive debut taking 3 of 26 from his 10 overs in the opening game, which the Windies lost by 6 wickets, is expected to be the Windies bowling trump card again. Hussain, along with Kyle Mayers, who also had a decent debut performance with the bat, spoke about what improvements are needed for this game.
I think we definitely need to put on a bigger score. Having said that, I do think we bowled well, so it's just to give the bowlers something to work with, and hopefully that happens in the next match.
I share the same view. I think the batsmen just need to buckle down a bit longer, and read the situation a bit longer, and hopefully put a better score on the board so that the bowlers can fight.
Akil Hussain, followed by Kyle Mayers. Former West Indies pacer Otis Gibson, who is now the bowling coach for Bangladesh, is satisfied with the winning start of the series for his team.
I think it was a good team performance. Conditions weren't ideal. I guess the way the pitch spun, but the team that we have, we've sort of got all bases covered with our spin attack with Shakib and Mahedi, plus obviously the seamers. I thought the seamers, Fizz and Mustafiza and Rubel bowled really well up front, and then Hassan Mahmood had a fantastic debut. So all in all, not an ideal sort of performance, if you like, but a good way to start the series with a victory.
Bangladesh bowling coach Otis Gibson. 2 players in Sri Lanka's 22-man training pool for their upcoming tour of the Caribbean have tested positive for COVID-19. Binura Fernando and Shamika Karunaratne had their PCR tests coming up positive 2 days ago after the squad started training on January 18 for the series, which include 2 test matches, 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20 internationals. Sri Lanka Cricket in a statement said immediately upon identification, the players have been directed to follow the government's health protocol laid out on COVID-19. The rest of the players will once again undergo a PCR test on January 26 as part of a routine testing process. Fernando, a left-arm pacer, last appeared for Sri Lanka against Pakistan in 2015, where he played 2 T20 internationals, while Karunaratne has played 1 test against Australia back in 2019. Both players were training to be part of the limited overs match in the tour. A lone change has been made by the England selectors for the second test against Sri Lanka, which gets underway tomorrow in Galle. James Anderson has been recalled at the expense of his long-term new ball partner, Stuart Broad. Broad excelled in tricky conditions for fast bowling in the opening match, claiming 3 for 20 in Sri Lanka's first innings total of 135 before serving up 11 maidens out of 17 in their second to help restrict England's eventual target to a manageable 74. However, with England keen to manage their fast bowling resources with 4 tests looming against India, Broad has been sidelined for now, with Anderson demonstrating his readiness for action during England's truncated intra-squad warm-up match in Hambantota earlier this month, where he claimed 2 economical wickets in his 8-over spell. In the meantime, despite the 1-0 series lead, captain Joe Root is expecting another tricky encounter.
We know that this isn't going to be an easy game for us. We're going to have to play some really good stuff for 5 days, but we're full of confidence, playing some good stuff. We've got plenty of good things to take into the week, and I expect us to try and back up that performance, and if not, better it.
That's England's captain Joe Root. Chief executive of the London 2012 Olympics, Sir Keith Mills, says Tokyo Olympics organisers should now be making plans for cancellation. Tokyo is currently in a state of emergency after a surge of coronavirus cases in the Japanese capital, which is due to host world sports' biggest event in just 6 months' time. The showpiece has already been subject to an unprecedented year-long postponement as a result of the crisis. The official cost has increased by 22% to £11.5 billion, with the renegotiation of contracts and more security measures adding $2.1 billion pounds to the bill. Last week, Taro Kono became the first Japanese cabinet minister to admit a decision on hosting the games was uncertain, admitting it could go either way. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga has vowed to forge ahead with plans despite mounting public opposition, but a recent new survey found around 80% of Japanese people want a cancellation or postponement. The 2021 local track and field season has been hit with further setbacks owing to the COVID-19 pandemic, as the 20th staging of the Queen's Grace Jackson meet scheduled to take place on January 30th at the National Stadium has been postponed. The decision on the postponement was made by the organizers following consultations with several stakeholders and considering the significant impact of the evolving coronavirus situation. The organizers say their first consideration under these difficult circumstances must be for the health and well-being of all stakeholders involved in the event, while government seeks to contain the spread of the virus. They are currently liaising with partners and other stakeholders to arrange alternative dates for the event. The Queen's Grace Jackson meet joins a growing list of development meets which have either been postponed or cancelled, including the JC Pure Water R. Danny Williams meet and the J3's Puma development meet in Manchester because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Young reggae boy Javane Brown is among 3 Jamaicans looking forward to start their professional careers today, with their names being called at the MLS Super Draft. The former Jamaica College defender who plays for the South Florida Bulls of the University of Florida in the American Athletic Conference Championships is joined by forward Justin McMaster of Wake Forest University and goalkeeper Jamali Waite of the University of Connecticut in the 176 players eligible to be drafted. Brown, who has 4 national senior caps, is one of 2 players listed as being part of Atlanta United 2, who have no publicly known affiliation with the club and could be intriguing low-cost acquisitions for the club. Players eligible for selection in MLS Super Draft 2021 presented by Adidas include college seniors, Generation Adidas players, and players who waived their college eligibility by signing to play in a domestic professional league since the conclusion of the 2019 college soccer season. Following the MLS Super Draft, Generation Adidas players and select additional draftees will join their MLS clubs for the 2021 season, while others may continue to compete for their colleges before reporting to their MLS clubs in late May. FIFA's issued a warning that players who take part in a so-called European Super League for the continent's biggest club teams would be banned from the World Cup and other international tournaments. The statement has been signed by FIFA President Gianni Infantino and the heads of the 6 continental governing bodies for football, including CONCACAF. While the warning may be strong-worded, it is unlikely to deter clubs and businesses who believe there is significantly more money to be made through a European Super League than within the existing club structure. American bank JP Morgan was reported to be in talks with a number of Europe's best clubs over such a league in October. FIFA's insistence that players involved in a breakaway league would be ineligible for international competitions would also likely face legal challenges should such a league come into existence. Only last month, the European Union General Court determined that International Skating Union rules prohibiting athletes from participating in events not run by the governing body were in breach of the EU's competition law. Colin Sexton hit the game-tying 3-pointer with 1.2 seconds left in the first overtime and scored 15 of his career-high 42 points in the second overtime as the Cleveland Cavaliers outlasted the Brooklyn Nets for a 147-132 victory in the NBA last night. Sexton surpassed his previous career high of 41 by scoring 31 points after halftime. He shot 16 of 29 from the field overall after missing the previous 5 games with an ankle injury. Sexton's efforts saw Cleveland overcome the debut of Brooklyn's star trio of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and James Harden, who each played the final 18-plus minutes. Meanwhile, Clint Capella scored a season-high 27 points and grabbed a career-high 26 rebounds to help Atlanta erase a 17-point fourth-quarter deficit and beat the Detroit Pistons 123-115 in overtime, while Joel Embiid scored 42 points and grabbed 10 rebounds to lift Philadelphia past rivals Boston 117-109.
In other games, Dallas turned back Indiana 124-112. Miami got by Toronto 111-102. Orlando defeated Minnesota 97-96. Rookie James Wiseman used 7 dunks as a foundation for a season-best 20 points, and Steph Curry added a game-high 26 as Golden State ran away 121-99 winners over San Antonio. Phoenix Suns stopped Houston 108-103, and Kawhi Leonard had 32 points, 6 steals, and 5 assists as the Los Angeles Clippers defeated Sacramento 115-96 for its 5th consecutive win. Finally, world number 1 Ash Barty is set to join Serena Williams, Rafa Nadal, and Novak Djokovic in playing a pre-Australian Open exhibition event in Adelaide at the end of the month. 24-year-old Barty has not played a competitive match since February, opting not to defend her French Open title and skipping the US Open in New York amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Organizers also confirmed that US Open winners Dominic Thiem and Naomi Osaka and women's number 2 Simona Halep will be part of the 8-player field. The Adelaide event, dubbed a day at the Drive, will launch Australia's Summer of Tennis and take place at the city's Memorial Drive Tennis Centre on January 29. The Australian Open, the year's first Grand Slam, has been delayed until February 8 this year. Hundreds of other players and their entourages are undergoing mandatory 14-day quarantine in Melbourne. From the IRI FM Sports Desk, I'm Robert Williams. The sports class came to you courtesy of Old MacDonald Farm.
Use Multilink, Jamaica's largest debit card network, and roll with control of your money. Fast, secure, everywhere. The time by Multilink is...
It is now 11 minutes after 12 o'clock when I say welcome back to those of you who are just joining us. Good afternoon. You are inside the Easy Skanking. Now, at this moment, I just want to send love and light to Bunny Whaler, who is still recovering after suffering a stroke in July last year. Meanwhile, we understand that the search continues for Bunny Whaler's wife, Miss Jean Watt, better known as Sister Jean, who has been missing since May of 2020. So we're sending love and light to Bunny Whaler and his family. We can only imagine how difficult it is for his family at this time. Here is Cool Runnings from Bunny Whaler, a 1986 classic.
Reggae Radio, IRI FM.
Whoopee, come on and tune in. I said to ride me, cause this your station is vital. Check scene, come on and bite in. I said to rope in, cause this your rhythm is vital. And it's a cool running. I know dance all other nights. Tell you it's a cool running. The rhythm I got whip like sugar and spice in a cool running. Just rock with your DJ all night long. I say now, cool running. While the disc jockey play your favorite song in a ropey. Come on and tune in. I said to ride in, cause this rhythm is vital. Check scene, come on and groove me. I said to rope in, cause this your session is vital. And it's a cool running. We all are gonna rock till broad daylight singing. Cool running. Me I can we no need no fuss nor fire. Say now. Cool running. It's a long, long time. We no have no nice time yet. Cool drum and bass line, yeah, yeah.
Sending love and light to Bunny Wayla Jabi, who is still recovering after suffering a stroke in July last year. Meanwhile, the search continues for his wife, Miss Jean Watt, better known as Sister Jean, who has been missing since May 2020. Love and light, to Jabi, Bunny Wayla, get well soon. We are coming up to that time, so good afternoon if you're just joining us. Coming up at 12:30 inside the Easy Skanking. It's all about success, the journey, and today we journey with world-renowned dancehall DJ CHAM, formerly known as Baby Cham. Stick and stay. See you on the flip side of this break.
Delicious mackerel, tasty tuna, rich in protein and healthy fats with omega-3 from Grace. Better choices, better life.
The time is
12:16.
I am just a little girl, but I have big dreams. And one day, all my dreams are going to come true. That's why I'm glad Mommy opened a Sagicor Bank Star Savers account for me. It's the best gift she could ever give me. Because one day, I won't be little anymore. And my small savings are going to grow big. I even got my own debit card. Give your child a gift that will grow. Open a Sagicor Bank Star Savers account today.
Flow Internet plus your Flow postpaid mobile equals super savings. We're talking 50% off your postpaid mobile plan. Just add your postpaid plan to your Flow home internet so your family can share their favorite videos, stay on top of work emails, and stream their new favorite song over and over, whether at home or on the go. Now everyone can stay connected and save 50% off their mobile plan. Get the connectivity to do it all anywhere on Jamaica's largest network, Flow. Visit a store today.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency's Western Office has moved to Shop 9 Fairview Plaza, Alice Eldemeyer Drive. Opening hours are Mondays to Thursdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Fridays. For more information, call 876-754-PICA. That's 876-754-7422. PICA, securing our borders, safeguarding our sovereignty.
Where Grace Kennedy Money Service, sir. Connect and connect. That is, sir. Connect and connect. From where? Any Western Union, yeah. Grace Kennedy Money Service anniversary. Grace Kennedy Money Service. I give a chance to 3 people win $1 million each. When you send and receive, you hear this, yeah man, me want win. Receive or send the money. Connect and connect.
From any location or direct to bank from now until February 28th. Connecting the dots for 30 years. Subject to official rules. Visit gkms.com for more info. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Spanish Town. Anybody I look cheap for? Well, go down at the Blue Store upstairs Heritage Mall, 12 Berkeley Road, Spanish Town. Them have all type of phone. Android under $8,000 and Banga phone now under $3,000. Samsung, Alcatel, LG, Blue phones and many more Android phones. So if you want cheap Android phone under $8,000 and Banga phone now under $3,000, go on quick while them have the things them in stock. Down at the Blue Store upstairs Heritage Mall, Spanish Town, 845-6344.
For all your residential and commercial plumbing needs, call Watts Plumbing. With 25 years of service to New York City, Watts Plumbing services now here in Jamaica at 140 Main Street, Ocho-Rios. We offer leak detector, snaking of sewer lines, boiler services, high-velocity water jetting, snaking and camera inspection of drains, and complete drainage system service. So before you break your tile, just wait a while. And before you break your wall, give Watts Plumbing a call. Telephone 876-615-8119 or 276-0277.
On a A, on a B, but a CC Holy Bulla so nice. On a A, on a B.
That's right, CC Holy Bulla so nice.
From the creators of Money Fridays, we introduce to you another radio first. Grab Back.
Stay locked into Irie FM on the 107s this and every Monday in the wake-up call for Grab Bag. And you could win up to $50,000 cash weekly, plus other prizes.
All you have to do is call Irie FM when you hear it's Grab Bag time. Tell the announcer which bag to dip into, and what comes up is yours, just like that.
It could be a gift from a sponsor. It could be $10,000. It could be $30,000. It could be a whopping $50,000. Or it could be, sorry, try again.
But if you don't have a representing hand in the bag, you don't have a chance.
Grab Bag is brought to you courtesy of
Subscribe to Kiprich Vivo and check out his new single entitled Don't Size Up. Follow Kiprich on all social media platforms at The Real Kiprich.
Don't size up, cause anything maybe we every time for your take. Maybe them sick, them need for another frenzy.
Tiles R Us Limited, Ballards Valley, St. Elizabeth. For all your tiles and bathroom fixtures, call 965-1896. Tiles R Us. And Tad's Record and the new Chezidek single titled Unite, taken from Chezidek's album Hello Africa. Available on all digital platforms worldwide. Chezidek and Tad's Record, the ultimate roots reggae experience.
So let's unite. Let love fill the empty space that divide. Yeah. Let's unite.
Get the winning taste and nutrition Jamaica knows and loves with Lasco Food Drink. The time by Lasco Food Drink is...
It is now 12:21.
There's Smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
So how smooth? Well smooth. Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Contractors, homeowners, are you remodeling or building your dream home? K-Ban Hardware has everything you need from foundation to finishes. K-Ban has great prices on lumber, steel, cement, tiles, doors, toilets, shower enclosures, not to mention our exceptional roofing tiles. Plus, check out our monthly specials for even more savings. Visit us at 22 King Street, Linstead and 94 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar for an unbeatable shopping experience. Delivery available. K-Ban Hardware from foundation to finishes.
Ocho-Rios, anybody a look cheap phone in a Ocho-Rios? Well, go down at the Blue Store, 32 Main Street, Sears Plaza. Ocho-Rios, them have all type of phone. Android under $8,000 and banger phone now under $3,000. Samsung, Alcatel, LG, Blue phones, and many more Android phones. So if you want cheap Android phone under $8,000 and banger phone now under $3,000, go on quick while them have the things them in stock at 32 Main Street, Sears Plaza, or call them at 379-0199.
Hey, my peeps, get this on the regular. Your HIV status if you consider. The least you ever test once a year. Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Cause it might not show up on your timeline and you learn too late, so you're out of time. A progressive future, mandatory. Really long life, our story. You hear?
Remember, update your status in a real life. Go HIV test today.
Just 15 minutes and your status clear. Really long life, our story. Real long life was a youth coming from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Ready to be your own boss? Join the Supreme Ventures Super Sellers. Earn your way by selling Jamaica's favorite games in the streets. Visit supersellers.com or your nearest Supreme Ventures regional office to apply. You could be a super seller. Supreme Ventures, more ways to play and win.
How can you make your business thrive in the new normal? By using the most powerful IT solutions from Digicel Business Hub to optimize your business operations. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Get Digicel Business Hub, world-class IT from just $399 a month for 5 users. Visit us today on www.digicelbusiness.com.
Ignite your future today at the College of International Skills and Healthcare, the leaders in paramedical and hospitality training. It's local and international certification in practical, geriatric and pediatric nursing, medical lab technician, phlebotomy, pharmacy technician, security, customer service, receptionist, airline ticketing, food and beverage, housekeeping, early childhood, childcare, and more. Online and face-to-face classes start soon. Register now and get huge discounts. Visit us at 48 Pines Plaza Junction, St. Elizabeth, or call 876-536-0110 or 876-430-1965.
It's electric.
The wake-up call, Sweetly Tea Morning Irie. 4 hours of family fun can done. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mondays to Wednesdays with me, your vibes queen, Lady Renee, and 2 bad DJs, DJ Brian and DJ Lollipop.
Area shut.
Sweet conversations, fruitful information, higher meditation, musical satisfaction. Every day is a celebration on
This year, it's time to love you more, exercise more, enjoy healthier foods more, and rest and recharge more. Get up to 50% off small appliances and gym equipment, all sizes, same price on select mattresses. Plus, pay nothing for 60 days on 18 to 36 months credit. Start the year right and exercise more with Body by Kurt, Mondays to Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Quartz Facebook. Live better with Quartz, bringing value home. Conditions apply.
While driving through Jamaica, there's only one radio station I listen to, Irie FM.
There's a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called. The road to success is not straight.
You already know it's about that time. It's about that time inside the Easy Skanking. It's all about Road to Success, the journey, a feature that is geared to inspire, uplift, educate, and entertain. Of course, today we journey with world-renowned dancehall DJ CHAM, formerly known as Baby CHAM. And if you heard his promo, you'd have heard this intro. You'd have heard this intro right now.
Speed bumps called. The road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies. Caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success. Yeah. Can you hear me? I want you to get to you them. Yo, star, it's a murder. Man, I get to you for life. Yo. I cannot forget where I come from. No matter money can change.
You know, so me have to lift it up, don't it? No, sir. Hey, Sham. Right now, I say get a book and paper.
There's a curve called failure.
You have to jot down them gems, yeah.
Speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies. Caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success.
Can you hear me? I want you to get your youth them. Yo, star, this a murder. Man, I get your youth for life. Yo.
While driving through Jamaica, there's only one radio station I listen to.
Money can't change, man. Still blaze the skunk, but some leave the ghetto get rich and don't come. But I won't forget my roots, cause I don't worship money. That's not what counts. Kill or be killed. Somehow I have to buy mama house on the hill. I've been through struggles and wars. I man survive it with just a few scars. Enough man dead, some gone behind bars. So right now, real ghetto youths don't fear police cars. Experience teaches knowledge. I got the help from the streets like college. Back when the one that we are share one sausage. So every now and then me have to send back a package. Where Sham said I cannot forget where I come. No amount of money can change, man. Still see the skunk, but some leave the ghetto get rich and don't come. But I won't forget my roots, cause I don't worship money. That's not what counts.
You're inside the Easy Skanking. It's about that time. We got a minute to go, a minute before we go on the road to success with Sham. You already know he's been lawless since 1995. Not like, oh yeah, pre-lawless though.
See them in a club and flash cash all about. I pose like dog when in fact them a scout. None of them never look back, them rich and sell out. But I cannot forget where I come from. No amount of money can change, man.
Sham, formerly known as Baby Sham, is a Grammy-nominated, world-renowned dancehall DJ. Since his career began in the early 1990s, he has churned out a slew of hits, and he has collaborated with the likes of Alicia Keys, Foxy Brown, Bone Tequila, Carl Thomas, T-Pain, Akon, Rihanna, Kiki Palmer, and countless others. And we could go on and on, but today we journey with Sham on the road to success. Sham, welcome to the airwaves of Irie FM.
Thanks for having me.
It's really awesome to have you, Sham. I didn't hear you there, but you can remember you can watch it live. Of course, you can watch
Can
it
you hear me
live
now?
on Irie FM's YouTube channel, and you can also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Let me know if you can hear me.
That's not what counts. Kill or be killed. Somehow I have to buy mama house on the hill.
Can you hear me?
While driving through
You're not
Jamaica,
hearing
there's
me.
only one radio station I listen to. Irie FM.
I am hearing you, Sham. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Awesome. No, I was saying welcome to the airwaves of Irie FM, and thank you for agreeing to share, to take us on your journey as we trod today to hear your success story.
Thanks for having me. Anytime.
Absolutely. No, what better way to start than the foundation, Damian Beckett? What was it like? What was it like growing up in Sherlock Crescent in St. Andrew?
Just like any other kid that grew up in within Kingston, between Kingston 11 to 20. You know what I mean? It wasn't the easiest, but at the same time, it was real fun. We had real fun as kids. We used to be able to walk to Duane River. We used to be able to walk to the same spring that everybody is going crazy over now. We used to basically walk alongside the hills, so it was easier for us to get there. You wouldn't have to take the Mandela Highway. You could walk through the hills and go there with like probably 35, 40 minutes, and we'd be there. Each person would take like different items from their homes, you know. So we used to call it boats. So we would go to the spring, and we would, like for instance, I would provide probably the chicken. A friend of mine would provide the flour, next friend would provide the cornmeal. Someone else carries a little oil, a little butter, and we just go there and we'd swim and have fun and carry football and we'd juggle, run boat, eat, just like any other kid that grew up in the inner city, you know what I mean? But it was fun, but at the same time, it was very, when you look back at it now, most of us that made it out had to be real skillful. So at the end of the day, you realize that it's not the best situation for every kid to grow up in, you know what I mean?
As a youngster, you loved football.
Yeah.
What actually inspired your love for the sport?
Well, as a kid, I used to watch. I used to hear a lot about John Barnes. John Barnes used to play for Liverpool back in the late 80s, early 90s, and he was John Barnes was born in Jamaica before he went on to England and then went to World Cup to star for England. Also, he was the only black man I think on that English national team. So I was always trying to emulate John Barnes, you know what I mean? Until Maradona came along. Maradona destroyed that World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we're always just watching football and kind of trying to figure it out. And at the same time, in in where we're from, like between cricket, football, and track and field was the most popular sports. You know what I mean? There wasn't no basketball, there wasn't no badminton, no tennis, and football was more popular than anything else because you could easily use a box strings box and stuff it with newspaper around the
Mm-hmm.
edges just to make a football. And we used to play like two aside just with that on the street, you know what I mean? And it was easy to basically get a catch up game with that. And you wouldn't need money to go and buy a ball. And I think that's why we got so good with the football.
So, tell me how you'd rate your skills, though. Skills like Messi, Ronaldinho, I mean
I wouldn't
Ronaldo,
say
Neymar.
I wouldn't I wouldn't say we were where Messi is at because you'd have to leave that development stage, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get like the push that we needed. But I was really good. I used to play all primary. I played for Calabar up until U15. We won President Cup for Coville Garden. We went to the finals with Dwayne Park in the under 14. Went to the final with Calabar in the Pepsi. So by 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 playing and doing so well at school level, I was given the opportunity to make the national under 14 team, which we were there. But at the same time, my mom wasn't really supportive of the football. She always said that if
Whoa.
something happened like injuries, no one would ever help her, and she was a single mom. So now you really understand, but at the same time, you was like, you know what? Probably if you had just give me a little push, you never know. But everything happened for a reason, you know what I mean? Everybody have their own
Mm-hmm.
road, so probably that wasn't my way. Because at that time we thought that like everyone in my community thought that football was gonna be my
Way out.
vehicle out of the ghetto,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Until music came along and we all know the history about that.
So with
But I was really
with
good, like naturally really, really good. For you to get called at that age for the national under 14, you win in Pepsi, which is under 14 in high school. Colts also with Calabar. Went on from there to Camperdown because Calabar didn't want to give me a repeat of fifth farm. Because at the
mm-hmm.
time you couldn't go to sixth farm with just four subjects. And my mom only could afford to pay for four CXC subjects. So
Mm-hmm.
I took the four subjects, we passed the four subjects. But then to go on to sixth farm, you need at least six subjects. You know what I mean? And Calabar wouldn't give me the repeat. So there was this coach from Camperdown that liked my skills at the time, and he offered me a chance to come to Camperdown to retake over those subjects that I didn't to take those subjects that I didn't take to move on to sixth form. Which after that, music came along right the same year, and I decided, you know what, this is what look like is going to put food on the table. So why not just take on the journey?
Okay, so I guess even though you love football, it wasn't a hard decision to say transition into music because you saw that as a way out to help your mom, or was it difficult?
No, it wasn't difficult. It was easy. It was very easy because if music didn't work, I would have to go and get a work at the time. It was four of
Mm-hmm.
us as siblings living in the same house with my mom, and three of my other siblings were attending college at the same time. You know what I mean? I'm the youngest one. So for her, it was really hard. So even by finishing with the subjects, so to go to sixth form, she couldn't afford to send me to college at that time. She was already footing the bill for three of my siblings to go to college. So she used to do everything that she could do. She used to sew in a garment factory down by Retirement Road, close by
Mm-hmm.
Crossroad. And that factory used to sew for Gap. But on the side now, she used to have her own partner. Even today, she still have that same partner.
Mm-hmm.
I throw two and in the partner every year, and she takes the money. You know what I mean? But that
Yeah.
partner used to send us all to school and college, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
good thing. You know what I mean? And she used to sell peanut on the side, greater cake, drops, gizzarda, like every little thing. You know what I mean? That's my mom. She's really a hustler without even knowing she's really a
Yeah.
hustler.
And then just listening to you talk about your mom, like as a teen, what lesson did you learn from her? Because, she's sending her kids to school, high school. Calabar is a good school. You have your other siblings going to college, and she just grinding really hard. Talk about that clean hustle. What lesson watching her, what did you take away from her that you still have with you today in terms of her work ethics?
Even just listening the road to success, it's not straight. There's a curve called failure, loops called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies. Caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success. That's her, if I'm supposed to sum up her in a few lines, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because she never ever stopped. She did two jobs. She used to work down by the free zone, then she had to leave there and go to retirement road. And all of these jobs were with sewing machines. So sometimes she would come home with the needle would run through her fingers, you know what I mean? And you used to see
Whoa.
that as kids, but you not even understand how hot and how much she had to bear that and still go around the machine the next morning. Now when you realize if you get even that little pinch, you can't even do your work
Bear
as
it,
well
yeah.
as though you're supposed to do your work. You understand what I mean? So she basically instilled that drive, that determination, that willpower, strong mind, and just knowing that whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve no matter where you're coming from, no matter your background. Because if I sit and reason with you right now, you can't say, okay, he's from Sherlock Crescent. We all know what Sherlock Crescent bring, but we are the ones that bring the light to Sherlock Crescent. And let everyone know that it's not just about the 80s and the politics and the violence that's been there. You have kids there that want to do well, that want to come out well, that want to do all
Mm-hmm.
things that's possible. We all know what the system does, and the system sometimes circumstances make us who we are. And probably if it wasn't for certain circumstances, I wouldn't be here today on this interview talking to you or being on the stage, on the major stage like the BETs, the MTVs, the big concerts out in the world. You never know. You have so much kids like Abim Sham who was really talented in Sherlock Crescent that didn't make it to age 18, you know what I mean? So I have to
Mm.
give her credit. Credit kind of more or less, even though I was the ruder one, you know. I
Tell
gave
me
her
about
a lot
that,
of trouble, but
Sham.
yeah, I gave her a lot of
Regular
trouble, but it was
teenage trouble,
worth it.
you not listen.
Nah, when I listen, so my uncle used to have a sound system by the name of Studio Mix over by Waterhouse. And Waterhouse is the next volatile community. You know what I mean? And I used to be so in love with the music. I used to go there every day, and she used to beat me, curse, kick, back, lick, everything. Because I used to have to cross the Red Bridge by myself, you know what I mean? And then I'll be leaving there in the midst of the night, 9:30, with my school uniform still on, walking from there to Sherlock Crescent. And anybody know from Kingston 30 to Kingston 20 is not a short walk, you know what I mean? So when you're walking at that age, at such a tender age by yourself, and at the time they used to have a lot of crime was going on, but at the same time you used to have more morals and respect in Jamaica. So no one would really hurt a school youth. You know what I mean? It's not like no
Mm-hmm.
way that kids are going missing. But then you used to have morals, and rude boy used to have respect and they would more want to guide youths more than hurt youths instead of now. So I
Mm-hmm.
understand. I understand what she used to go through now, because when you get kids, then you
Yes.
understand that level of overprotection that she was
Mm-hmm.
basically trying to cover me with. You know what I mean? Just basically
Mm-hmm.
cover you and trying to get you to come out of our situation that we were in between Sherlock Crescent and Marvel UN. Then, you know what I mean?
So would you then say that your uncle was the one who kind of introduced you to the music somewhat? Tell us about that aspect of it, and you going around the sound system and going home and getting beaten and gone back again because the music will pull you out.
Yeah. So it wasn't really my uncle that made me fall in love with the music. My dad made me fall in love with the music. So
Mm.
the sound system was formed was put together by my uncle and my dad. The name of the sound system is Studio Mix. They are from Waterhouse. So they used to be the competition for King Jammys throughout Waterhouse, you know what I mean? So Super Cat used to perform on the sound system. John Wayne, Little John, Beanie Man. At that time, Beanie Man was like a little baby, but big eyes, you know what I mean? So we used to see them on the veranda just performing, and you seen Super Cat driving coming around there. But my dad now used to have a small part of the sound where we live. And he used to, every Sunday, he would like string up just his 3, 4 speaker boxes and play like old songs, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
call the police for me, tell them in case of
Hey.
emergency, tell them to rob a just look down me, gun where them joke me with is an M3, go round me neck, take with me jewelry. Is John Wayne me? Me jamming a one, me jamming a two, me jamming it in a three. So bless his soul, John Wayne passed away, but bless his soul, you know what I mean? Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
my dad used to play that song so much, and we used to learn just by listening the songs. And every Sunday, sometime he would say, "Take the mic, try to toast like oh these artists toast on the mic," and
Yeah.
that's how I got the love for the music. And then my dad passed away when I was 10 years old, and I still
Whoa.
love the music. So that's how I started going by Uncle Shearer, and he had a studio over there, so I could basically own my skill in the studio. And I'm his only nephew, basically. So there's no one there that could tell me, no, you cannot go in the studio and
Mm-hmm.
do what you want to do to kind of prep yourself and prepare yourself. At the time, he didn't have a label though. He didn't have a label or anything like that. So basically, I was just preparing myself. So when I got the opportunity, I would be ready. You know what I mean?
So tell us how you met Dave Kelly, because even when you were doing the music you were still young. You know, you're still a youth.
Yeah.
So how did that connection happen?
Well, there was this DJ by the name of Bojo Banton that came out, and
Mm-hmm.
Bojo was Bojo was basically just it was fire. He was the man, the man to us going to school. He had Shabba that was huge at the time. He had so much other artists, but to us going to school at the time, I was probably like 10, 11, and Buju was burning down Jamaica like every
Mm.
single. So, but then he didn't have CDs. He didn't have. If you wanted to listen back a song, you had to record it on a cassette and listen it back, or you save your money and you went and bought the 7 inch. So every single budget that came out, we would buy the 7 inches. You know what I mean? Save your money, save your lunch money, sell bottle, whatever we had to do to buy these 7 inches,
Mm-hmm.
we would do it. You know what I mean? And every 7 inch that I bought with Buju Banton, everyone, Euro, you want, new year, new style,
Hey.
everything, big it up. Dallasio, everything would
Hey.
say produced by Dave Kelly. So when I realized that I wanted to go into music, I was like, if I'm really going to take this thing serious, I would love to be produced by this guy, because this guy produced my
Mad.
favorite artist at the time. You know what I mean? And every song that Buju did sounded so immaculate, sounded so well produced, sounded so well put together. I only could have thought of one producer I really wanted to work with. So that's when we got some information where he worked and where he would do his studio time. And we went there, which was Penthouse. Met him. It took us a time to really meet him, because he's really one of them enigmatic individual that he's like a
Mm-hmm.
ghost. You know what I mean? You hear that he's there, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't see
Mm-hmm.
him. Someone, you might be outside Penthouse waiting, and they say, Dave just passed you and went out, but you not even realize that was Dave, because you're expecting jewelry,
Yeah.
the fancy clothes, and he's really
Flashy.
just a simple dude
Yeah.
just going by. You know what I mean? Until we finally, me and my friends from school finally got the security to bring us to him one day, and he said, "Okay, sing what you have. Let me hear what it sound like." And he played a beat, and I DJ'd a song for him right there and then. I think it was the Pepper Seed Rhythm. Pepper
Mm-hmm.
Seed Rhythm. I think it was 1992. But his thing was, okay, you sound good. You still can work on your breathing technique, still can work on your control. But if I don't record schoolers, so if when you graduate from school, you link me back with proof of graduation, and at the time you improve or you have a song that's worthy to be on one of my beats, then I'll give you a shot. That's how I went back to in 1995 with proof of graduation. And the first song was the mass fire burn for them and them out they wanna stop run for the 5
Poof, poof, poof.
Joe.
Hey.
Lightning and thunder for all of them and them were pray to the Pope. Ah. And from there, everything that started to put together like a puzzle.
But what did it do to you though, Sham? Like hearing the Dave Kelly telling you as a schoolers at that time that, because you know sometimes people just say a thing, right? But them don't really mean it. What did it do to you, and how did you know that when I graduate, me I'll go back to the money, I'm following this through? What it actually did to you, to your mindset, and how motivated were you at that point?
Well, if you know me, if you're close to me, you know that when I want something, I'm very pestering. So I didn't just leave it up to 3 years to go back to see 1995. I would still pop up my penthouse every week just to let him get used to my face then and not forget me, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I wouldn't pressure him or nothing. I would just pop up and say, even Mr. Kelly, I would be able to sit there for a minute, listen to what he's doing, then I would have to leave, you know what I mean? Because when he's working, he normally close up the studio. So it was a relationship that was building, but without words. Because we didn't exchange 15 words. It was like, well, go on school, as you're good, everything all right, go to school. You're not supposed to go home now, you know what I mean? So one of them relationships, but you know that you're trying to just basically butt time up. So you know that, you're serious about what you want to do. And I'm not going to allow you to forget my face, you know what I mean? Or the name. So over the years, I was going back, and that's how we met with Wayne Wonder. We kind of met every artist within the penthouse at that time. So my first couple of years, we couldn't get in the studio. But by the time I started recording, I was like my last year, 1994, 1995. I could get in the studio now by just pulling up at the studio, and the security guard would say, "Okay, well, go on, Sham." By then, he would know my name because I was going back every week, and he was there. We would go by there with different artists. Now and then Spragga would take me there because we had met Spragga Benz through Laben's Sound from Dwayne Park. And Spragga liked the talent, so he would carry me around to a few producers, you know what I mean? Bobby Digital, you named a few, John. And I was getting introduced, but it wasn't nothing really serious because everyone kind of hear your talent and they would hear something different. They would say, okay, you could write this song for Killer, you could write this song for such and such, but I wasn't interested in writing any song for anyone. I wanted to get on, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So we know, like, as a teenager sometimes, the hype can get to teens' head a lot. So what, during that period, what would you say that kept you grounded? Because here it is, as a teenager, fresh from school, and you're rubbing shoulders already with a Spragga Benz, you go into the studio, you're linking up with a Dave Kelly. What actually kept you grounded so you stayed focused and followed this dream in your heart through without getting hype and lose it?
My mom, Mama Jenny, she always say, on the way up the ladder, take a look at the little people and wish them well, because if you tumble down, you will have to pass them back. And if you listen to my first album, I did that same quote before the single Mama's Teaching. I think it's track number 9 or 10 on Wow the Story album. And I had to, we basically asked her to say about the same saying. And she did it. She did the same saying. Son, always remember, life is like a jigsaw puzzle. You'll have to learn to put the pieces together. In climbing the hill, you take note of the little people. Because if you tumble down, you will have to pass them back. But never forget, 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad association spoil useful habits. Never ever. She always tell me that from day one. You know what I mean? From day one. And it always stuck with me. From day one up to today day, where you understand the difference. Like I know the difference between Damon Beckett and Baby Sham. We know the difference between Damon Beckett and Sham. Like when I'm home, this is Damien, you know what I mean? When I'm on the stage, that's why most people always say when they chill around me, before you go on stage, you're like a mouse. But when you hit the stage, it's like a lion then. And if you know me, that's me. If I'm in the party, you'll never know that I'm in the party. You know what I mean? I'll be more in the corner. In the shades. And I think that's how my career is, where a lot of time you don't hear anything, and then boom, you hear like 15 songs, and then I kind of move back into the shadows. And I think that's my natural personality, you know what I mean? Most of my friends always say I move like a wanted man, which probably is just the upbringing.
Yeah, but big up to mommy though. So mommy was more supportive of you going into the music than she was of you playing football.
No, not at all.
So how did you get her to that point?
I had the number one song in Jamaica. Fireburn for the man them and girl from your band. You know, walk with a molly and no one in my house knew that I sang these songs.
Are you
But the
serious?
community knew. I'm serious. The community knew, but no one in my home knew because if my mom found out, then I was scared that she would stop me from going to the studio. So I was 15 years old at the time, and these songs were the number one songs in Jamaica. The community knew, but no one in my home knew. And Sean Paul had linked Sharon Burke to ask me to come and perform at one of his coming out parties. At the time, he wasn't known yet, but I had the first songs that were really doing well in Jamaica. I didn't have a publicist or nothing like that, and you are coming up around a producer that don't even like interviews. So you know that Dave is not going to be telling you, yo, you need to do interviews. He's going to be like, you know what, do the music. The music is what counts. Don't even worry about that. So no one knew what I look like. No one knew my background. No one knew my age. No one knew where I'm from. They just knew that this is a new kid. His name is Sham. I wasn't doing any interviews at all. I wasn't doing no farmer photos, no farmer cameos in the dance hall, nothing. You know what I mean? So Sharon Burke is the one that reached out to me and said, Sean Paul would love for me to pass through his coming out concert up by Mirage because Uptown was really pushing Sean and they were doing well, you know what I mean? And I went there the night and performed with him, but by the time he said, yo, there's a new youth that's really mashing up the place. He has the number one song right now, which was The Mass and Girl from the Man, and he mentioned my name, like all the Mirage Club explode. So when I went on stage and burned down the place now and came off, my brother came up to me. I was shocked to see him there. He was like, oh, you didn't tell me that you were Baby Shop. You know what I mean? But I was shocked to see my brother there, but he went to Woolmer's and he was friends with Sean and his brother and his friends, I mean. So they kind of moved in that circle. My brother never ever roll around us in Sherlock Christian. He's the type of dude that play badminton. You know what I mean? None of us from Sherlock knew what badminton was. But he's really a brainiac that really, really did his thing. And he did his thing well, you know what I mean? And now he's doing really, really, really great things now out in the world. And he was the one that came up to me and said, oh, you didn't tell me that these are your songs. We play these songs every day. I hear these songs every day on the radio. We didn't even know that you were Baby Sham. And I said, where are you going with God? Mr. Shock. Now to me, now my plot kind of spoiled now because now probably my mama start pressuring me. So he was the one that told my mom that, yo, Dini is, because my name is Damian Dean Beckett, but my siblings call me Dini. You know what I mean? And he told my mom that I saw Dini at a concert last night. He's Baby Sham. So she like, Baby Sham? Who named Baby Sham? So they played the song for her. And she know that she hear the songs all the time when walking past the sound systems in Sherlock Christian car. Everyone in Sherlock was playing these songs. She just didn't know that they were my songs, you know what I mean? And that's how she found out that I was doing the music. But she wasn't really supportive at first. But when she realized that it was already through the gate, she asked me to meet Dave, and that's when I carried Dave to meet her, and she saw that I was around good people, you know what I mean? And from then, she kind of just allowed me to do what I was doing. Because I remember I was a kid, you know, basically 15 years old, so you would want to know where your son is, you know what I mean? But at the same time, she understand that I was one of them kids. I was a Rolling Stone. You're not going to tell me I can't go there and I don't. I would probably go out to the studio, come back in, get locked out. We have to sleep in the garden till in the morning. I would climb the roof. Because you know, Sherlock houses are joined. So you can't walk around. We'd have to take the gully banks to go to the back of the yard to sleep. Because you don't want none of your friends to wake up and see you sleeping at the front of the house.
Big Baby Sean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it sounds good. It sounds good. It's just part of the journey.
And you can so all of that sort of, you would say, help to carve out who you are today.
Yes, everything right there. I believe that your journey is your journey. No one can do or make or step your journey for you. You know what I mean? Everyone has to walk their own journey, and that was my journey. You know what I mean? At the time, I couldn't understand it because my dad had passed away. No one knew how he died. You kind of just know that he went missing, and you know that he was murdered, but you don't know what went wrong or how all of that transpired. And you kind of just use that as motivation. You use that as fuel and just keep going. You know what I mean?
Sham, we have Cashbot coming up at 1 o'clock. So we're gonna take Cashbot at 1. Do not go anywhere because when we come back, we have lots more to talk about. Madhouse, Dave Kelly, so much more as we trod with you on your journey. So listen up, of course, to your top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and Cashbot lunchtime draws coming up next. But before that, we're gonna go to a break.
You are what you drink. Premium. Enjoy Heineken specials at your favorite bars. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly. The time by Heineken is
12:58.
When me use Island Fresh with aloe vera, it make me skin feel so much smoother. So if you want to feel better and smell fresher, use Island Fresh with aloe vera.
manufactured by Island Products 9340666.
The time is
It is 12:59. We're standing by. So listen up to your top draw dollars. Pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and Cashbot lunchtime draws up next. It is all about the road to success. And today we journey with Sham.
I've been through the time of one pair of shoe, and not having much was the only thing I knew. Hope was scarce and money was few, so I had to wear the clothes that my brother outgrew. I've been through a period of joining a crew, up to no good, but we did what we do. People used to tell me, say, well, life gets through. Everybody used to have them own a point of view. Some used to say them too good to play with us, cause we come from the hood. I've been through a phase of shame, cause I never understood. Mama used to tell me that I would know them.
Live drawing of the Supreme Ventures Lottery Games. This could be your lucky day. Get your tickets out and let the games begin.
Good day. It is Thursday, January 21, 2021. I'm Taiba and welcome to the Supreme Ventures 1 p.m. live game draw. Now, before we begin, here's a quick look at our mid-morning winning numbers. Remember now that all Supreme Ventures live game draws, they are being supervised by the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Commission and observed by the independent auditing firm PwC. Now, let's put some money in your top draw. This afternoon, we're back at $200,000. So, congrats to the mid-morning winner. Here now are your winning top draw numbers. Good luck. And first up for top draw this afternoon is lucky number 3. The second top draw number is 15. The third top draw number, what's it gonna be? Number 10. The fourth top draw number this afternoon is 6. And if you plan to collect the jackpot, I gotta tell you, you're gonna need 16. And now, let's pick a play with our dollars game. I hope you're feeling lucky. The winning numbers are coming your way. And we're starting off our dollars game this afternoon with lucky number 10. Next up, we have 24. The third dollars number, what's it gonna be? 35. Now the fourth dollars number this afternoon is 16. And right after 16, what do we have? 30. Now I hope I'm calling your numbers. Next dollars number is 25. And next in line, here it comes, is lucky number 23. Now following 23, what's it gonna be? 11. And after 11, we have 15. Now coming down slowly but surely is 31. And I hope you're getting them right, because here comes 34. And I'm ready to wrap things up with the number 28. So now for some easy winnings with our pick 2 game. The winning numbers are coming right up. And first up, a pick 2 this afternoon is 16. And the second pick 2 number is 11. So once again, 16 and 11 are your winning pick 2 numbers. Up next, you can play 3 ways. That's, of course, our pick 3 game. So here we go. Now, first up, a pick 3 is 4. The second pick 3 number is 9, and the third and final pick 3 number this afternoon is 4 again. So once more, your winning pick 4 numbers, pick 3 numbers are 4, 9, and 4. It's time to turn up your winnings. Get ready for pick 4. And you know the first winning pick 4 number is coming up, lucky number 8. The second pick 4 number is 0. The third pick for number, what's it gonna be? 8 again. And the fourth and final pick for number is also 8. So once more, your winning pick for numbers are 8, 0, 8, and 8. It is for win. So let's heat things up with Hot Pick. Here we go. This afternoon's winning Hot Pick number is lucky number 1. Congratulations to all our Hot Pick winners. Again, the winning number is 1. And please stay tuned because the Mega Ball draw will be done for both Hot Pick and Cash Pot. Now remember, for every $10 bet, you win an additional $300 for Hot Pick and $700 for Cash Pot whenever the Mega Ball is selected. Let's get ready to play our Cash Pot game for Thursday, January 21, 2021. You live to play it, but can you win it? Get ready to be a big Cash Pot winner. And let's see what this afternoon's winning Cash Pot number is going to be. This afternoon's winning Cash Pot number is lucky number 32. Congratulations to all our Cash Pot winners. Again, the winning number is 32. And it's no time for some mega winnings, so good luck. And here it comes. A white ball was selected. Go mega 6 times per day for more chances to win big. So again, the winning cash pot number is 32 Lucky Mer Gold, and a white ball was selected for both cash pot and hot pick. Now let's take a look at this afternoon's winning numbers, and congratulations to everyone who won. And please join us again at 3 p.m. for more games you love to play. And Taiba, have a supreme afternoon.
Hope you were a big winner. Play your favorite Supreme Ventures games every day and tune in for our live draw 6 times a day at 8:30 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8:25 p.m. on this station. Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
That was the lunchtime top draw dollars, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick, and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners. Join us again at 3 p.m. for another chance to win in hot pick and cash pot special pot draws. If you're just joining us, you're inside the Easy Skanking, and right now it's all about Road to Success, the journey. And today we journey with renowned dancehall DJ CHAM on the road to success. CHAM, before the break, we actually found out how influential your mom was as it relates to getting started and grounding you and helping you to become the man that you are today. In continuing though, your chemistry with Dave Kelly is, to me, is like that of a Dr. Dre and a Snoop Dogg. You know, what role did Dave Kelly play in your journey on your road to success?
Well, Dave basically is everything. If you really think about it. I was going around to different producers before even Dave, and their thing was, you have talent, you can write, you can DJ, but you sound too much like you're bothered by sinus, you know what I mean? Which it was natural. I was just troubled with sinus, you know what I mean? Sinus used to affect my vocal at the time. But none of them really took the time out to really help me out to understand tone and variation and how to control your vocal. Dave was the one who really took the time out and said, okay, well, you're sounding like a DJ and a little bit too high. You need to come a little bit more from a diaphragm, then DJ from the belly. That's where the abdominal is going to do the work, you know what I mean? And that's how the big tone and the big vocal start coming out naturally now. And then now I started understanding how to control the vocal without letting my voice sound too much like nasy. That nasy sound like when your sinus is draining, you know what I mean? So they basically groomed me from day one. From we met and we started doing work together from 1995. He kind of molded me into the business. Like, he was the first one who bought me this book by the name of All You Need to Know About the Music Business. You know what I mean? And that don't have nothing to do with the music, but it have a lot to do with the music business. And it taught you so much about publishing, so much about royalty distribution, everything that you need to know about the business side. And I got that from a Christmas present from Dave, 1995.
Wow.
So from then, and I used to see a lot of artists then because even though we're working with models, you still have peers that you link with in the streets, and they would complain about producers not paying them royalties and all of that. I've been getting my royalty statement from Dave and Madhouse from the first record up to today. Never
Wow.
ever needed to question, did this sell one more copy or did this sell one less copy? If I was supposed to get 10 cents, I got 10 cents. Not $1 less, not $1 more. You know what I mean? So they play a major role in that and kind of help me to understand the business because when you come out as an artist, you have so much things you want to say. I wanted to release 15 songs per year because at the time, growing up, we used to think that Muji used to release a song per week. So to me, I
Mm-hmm.
want to have 15 songs per month. You know what I mean? And then he was the one who kind of explained to me from then, from like the age of 15 going on to 16, that you have to have quality over quantity.
Mm.
And when you get the
Facts.
understanding of quality over quantity, then you realize why Baby Sham have so much hits and classics. It's not just because you're great. It's because you had someone that already experienced this level of artist and had taken so many other artists to the next level that he knew how and how to mold you and what he was supposed to release and what was never ever supposed to release at the time. You know what I mean? So, for instance, he had Buju Banton, Terror Fabulous, Nadine Sutherland, Garnet Silk, Tony Rebel. All of these artists, Wayne Wonder, all of these
Mm-hmm.
artists, Frisco Kid, are artists that Dave Kelly molded from day one and carried them through to stardom. You know what I mean? So, who am I to say, no, I want to do 5 songs for this month?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
this man is telling you, this is how I did it with Buju, this is how I did it with Terror, this is how I did it with Louis Culture, this is how I did it with Nadine Sutherland, you know what I mean? This is how I did it with Wayne Wonder. So I couldn't question
Mm-hmm.
him on that. I had to just trust him and say, you know what? All of these artists that he's telling me about, they have made it and made it big. And not just big, but you can directly see the catalog of songs that they have and the body of work that they put together. You have to respect it. So I just fall in line and work with the program and kept working and kept grinding.
You know, listening to you talk, it's almost like he was also that father figure to you as well, because losing your dad at the tender age of 10, and now
Yes.
here you're looking up to him, he's helping you to hone your skills and he's teaching you along the way. Would you also say that this is part of the reason why when we look at a Shams catalog, we realize that you record a lot with Dave Kelly as opposed to a string of other producers? Is this why you sort of kept it to Dave Kelly and just Madhouse?
To me, it was more like a brother. It was more like
Mm.
a brother because he was too young to think of him as a father figure. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that Dave Kelly is the old man, but Dave Kelly is really young. You know what I mean? He just started so early that by the time we got there, by basically Dave and Buju them is the same age. So when he was
Mm-hmm.
producing Buju, a lot of people thought that Dave was way older because of the work that he's putting in, but he's really a youth, just like all of us. You know what I mean? So it's more like a brother, but I would say his experience and because he has been around so long, it kind of helped me. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
just part, it's way beyond music. With even business decisions that I would have to make back then are life decision, whether it's you needed to buy a home or invest into a few apartments. They would be the one that would say, I don't think you should get that one. What about getting this one? But he would leave it up to you, you know. You would still have the option. So it's if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted this knowledge, you know what I mean? So he would say, well, you can do this and you can do that. This one you can use as an income separate from music business. And this was from I was 16. I didn't want to hear these things then. I just wanted to get
Mm-hmm.
cars and get new sneakers and you know what I mean? Make sure say liquor up on the corner for me and the man them. But he was the one that said, hey DJ, you know, say probably need to invest in a two thing, two apartment or two townhomes that can be
Mm-hmm.
a separate income from the music. So even if you don't feel to tour this year or you don't feel to release anything this year, you don't have to rush yourself. You can really buy your time and we have to give thanks for that because Dave is not one of them individuals who kind of selfish with knowledge. kind of free up himself with knowledge and whatever he learned from or whatever burnt him over the years, he wouldn't allow it to burn you because Dave and Penthouse split. Dave is the one that made Penthouse Records. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And Dave and Penthouse split because of publishing reasons. And to him, he was saying that he would never ever let anyone under his wing or under his tutelage or record label have any gripe or any problems with publishing ever again or royalties, you know what I mean? Or never got
Mm.
paid to do a song. So if you listen Big Man of the Money by Terror Fabulous, that's the first song Dave did for Madhouse. And if you listen it, you understand it where he's saying, producer I use we and work with hard. Have we in a studio and mix down record. No tune boss run na manala. No tune boss number one ala brad. Dallas for run producer Jack Yard. Once beaten twice shy. So help me lad that can go on again. My house step on the yard. So big man have the money. So him and the boss. One the
Mm.
little poor man them pick it. Big man have the money. So if you listen to that song, you'll know
Yeah.
the type of person he is because he was burnt on his journey and he decided I'm going to do Madhouse. And when we do Madhouse, everyone is going to get their fair share.
Mhm. It's almost like it's a blessing for you, though, Sham, because here it is. You found yourself in the company of a Dave Kelly, like you're saying. He
Yo, I
was
was
very
lucky.
right, because he's sharing this wealth of information with you. He's teaching you as he's being burnt and learning along the way. But what I want to ask you, though, did you have any hard lessons that you have learned, because we know the business as is, and Dave could shelter you so much, but then even in going out there to perform and interactions, what would you
Yeah.
consider a hard lesson from them time that till now?
Well, that part of the business I had to learn by myself. Dave doesn't go out. You know what I mean? Dave
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go to the parties. Dave doesn't go to concerts. So Dave could teach me how to become one of the best performers in our genre. You know what I mean? That's how you kind of take your career to the next level. So when you release songs and these songs get hot, you can go to this level and you can stay to this level. Your live show now is what take you to the next level, where people kind of look at you like, no, this is the real deal. You know what I mean? So that wasn't Dave. That was me on my own. And we have to give credit to Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder was the one who kind of gave me a lot of Major Worries cassettes and said, listen to
Wow.
Major Worries, listen to him freestyle, listen to him toast, listen to him roll him tongue, you know what I mean? When you listen to Major Worries, then now you understand that, okay, Shabarans wouldn't be Shabarans without Major Worries. He took Major
Mm-hmm.
Worries' whole style, the delivery, everything. After Major passed away and Shaba took it to the next level. Then without Major Worries and Shaba, then you wouldn't have Buju Banton. So you see that it's a whole thing because Buju came under the
Mm-hmm.
same tutelage, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
emulated the Shabbat, but only thing he brought his own flavor to it. So Wayne was the one who kind of gave me these cassettes and gave me a lot of Buju Banton cassettes at the time too. And you kind of watch these artists, you watch the majors how they perform on live sounds, you watch Buju Banton how he perform with the band. And at the time I was in Penthouse Records. We didn't have our own studio, so Dave was still renting Penthouse Records, and Buju had his rehearsal room at Penthouse. So I had the privilege to go and sit in his rehearsal room. Buju don't allow no one to go in his rehearsal room at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
because of my connection with Dave and he knew that I was Dave, young artist, he would allow me in the rehearsal room. Even one day, I think the first day he said it, he said, look at you out. We don't allow people to come in a session like that, but you have Dave out, so everything good. You know what I mean? So I would just sit in the corner in the rehearsal room and kind of watch the breathing technique, watch where he took breath, watch how he kind of orchestrated his band, watch how he delivered without even saying pull up or wheel or. And if you notice my show over the years, you have never heard me really doing a lot of pull-ups. It's really hitting the hits. You still have time when you say pull-up, but it's not every song, every minute. He would
Mm-hmm.
deliver if you watch him perform and he did You One, he would sing every verse of You One. And I kind of learned that from Buju, just by sitting in the rehearsal room and watching him how he did his thing, how he did his thing back then. You know what I mean? So I would say I was lucky to come up around such great artists at the time and great producers and musicians. And you kind of have that that opportunity to be around them and to be like a fly on the wall and kind of a sponge and kind of soaked up everything and then you kind of make. Your Baby Sham stew.
And you were absolutely a level-headed teenager, level-headed youngster to be able to go into these spaces and pull and know what to take to in the process of honing your skills and developing and understanding that you are not there yet. What did you think was it that actually allowed you to go in and know that this is what you need to do? Like, did somebody have to tell you that, or it was just this inclination because music are what you love, that's what you want to do, and you understand that you still need to develop?
Yeah. All right, for me, when you grow up between Sherlock, Marvally, and Waterhouse, there's no college that can give you a better knowledge than these communities. You know what I mean? These communities kind of teach you militancy. So you know when to say and when to keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? And that's one of the most important lessons you can learn no matter what field you're going in. Know when you need to have the last say, and you don't need to have the last say every time. Other people are gonna be more experienced than you, and you have to kind of learn how to take telling. When I was just coming out, I can't tell you that I was always humble, and at some point you wanted to do your thing, but then I had so much elders around me, and I would call them elders. They're not old, but they are elders because
Mm-hmm.
they're elders from in the music business. So you had Wayne Wonder, who would always say, DJ humble. You know what I mean? The time will
Mm-hmm.
come. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dave Kelly, which Dave doesn't talk a lot, but when he do speak, you know that they okay, he's mad or something. You need to chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was easy. It was really easy because you had these people that they could use as reference. It's not like there are people that have not done it. These people had done it and were doing it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They were still on top of their game. You know what I mean? And they were telling me that DJ, take your time. You know what I mean? At that time, sometimes I would get into a certain little bicker arguments with Dave. You want to release songs? No, no, no. I need more than. 'Cause at that time, I think Dave used to release just 2 beats per year. So he would drop something summer, Christmas, and I was like, nah, I need something January. I need back something March. I
Mm-hmm.
need back something
Mm-hmm.
again May. And then that's when now you realize he would say, no, DJ, you don't need that. This song is not even has not even reached its full potential yet. If you drop something now, you're gonna kill this song. And if you kill this
Mm-hmm.
song, it won't be a song that will be in your catalog for the rest of your life. And if you realize my songs and my catalog, I can go back. If you come to a Sham concert for the 90 minutes, you will get the mass. You'll get girl from your back.
Mm-hmm.
You would get home and the girl get slammed through money. You would get taken a ride, joyride. You would get me have
Mm-hmm.
my knife in her, my back pocket in her. These songs were done between 1995 and 1996. And we haven't even gone to Showtime, Brocco,
Mm-hmm.
Bug, till the newer songs that basically like the wines, the turn up, the that ways. You know what I mean? But it's
Mm-hmm.
a reason, and I think it was strategically done without even me even knowing it. When I caught up to it, it was probably Showtime because I wasn't doing any concerts at all. Their philosophy was he wanted me to have a good catalog before I did any concert. You know what I mean? And I remember
Mm-hmm.
I was at Reggae Fest 1996, and I had two of the biggest songs in dancehall. I had the Mass, and I had Gal from a Man, and many, many. And Wayne Wonder was on stage. Wayne Wonder was on stage, but Wayne Wonder had planned to call me on because that's his thing. He liked to highlight young
Mm-hmm.
talents, just like how he was the first one to call Buju Banton and Sting. And this was the
Mm-hmm.
perfect opportunity for him to call me on a reggae sunfest. This is 25,000 people, and everyone there knew the songs, knew the name, but they didn't know what I looked like. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it would have really been something explosive. And Dave was the one who said, no, don't let Stinger break the plan. You know what I mean? So Wayne was there and I said, well, baby Sham there. And I was backstage. I'm not moving.
Oh
I'm
my
not moving
goodness.
because at the same time I understand where Dave was coming from. By then he was like, DJ, for you to just run on a stage and do 2 songs and run off, that's cool. But what if you wait till you have 7 classic or 7 big major songs where you can do
Mm.
20 minutes of fire? That would more leave an impact than you just running on and doing 3, 4 minutes. And no one probably remember that 3, 4 minutes. You know what I mean? But if you wait until you had a catalog where you could deliver a 20-minute set of full fire. And that's how I kind of bought into it and say, you know what, he's right. He must know what he's doing. He has done it before, and that's how that kind of gave me that humble thing there. So I wouldn't say I was humble at first. At first, I want you want to be out there. Every other young artist is doing concerts and they're collecting money, and you need money just like any other kid. You know what I mean? But I kind of bought into the bigger picture, and you have to give credit to Calabar High School for that because Calabar kind of molded you and gave you that that knowledge that you need and that wisdom that you need. So if someone kind of explains something, you could basically see it and see where it's going before it even happened. And you have to give credit to schooling for that.
And not only that, but listening to you, you were also open to learn, and you just said something that is absolutely important. Where I think entertainers in the industry today could take the whole book. I wouldn't even give them a page, but just being able to understand the moment, just being able to think critically, being able to take telling and know when to move and when not to move, because you could have taken an approach to say, boy, yo, Dave, a fight, Dave, no want to see us strive, because you didn't
I'm
get
never do
that
my thing.
2
I could have done
minutes.
that and we'd have still worked together and we'd have still been the best friends, you know what I mean? Because Dave is not the type of individual who is gonna try to force things on you. He shows you the different roads, and it's up to you to choose which way you want to go. So I think at the end of the day, with most of these younger kids, is how you approach them. To, 'cause a lot of these elders are so-called elders. They probably don't approach the kids them the right way either. They're trying to force it down their throat. This is how you need to do it. You know what I mean? This is how it's done. Like we did it. This is how it's done. No, don't tell me we did it. This is how it's done. Explain to me. Explain to me. Let me understand why I need to go in that direction. So a lot of these kids, you can't really blame them because they have no one to really guide them and show them the real way. Because at the same time, how much of them really ever got the chance to sit into a studio with a Dave Kelly or sit into a rehearsal room with a Baby Sham or a Bounty Killer or a Beanie Man or a Buju Banton, you know what I mean? Or a Shabarangs to kind of mold them and show them certain things, you know what I mean? And at the same time, a lot of them too hyped too. So they even when they see you, they probably think it's too hard to really ask you, like, how do I get to there? Or what do I need to do? Or, you know what I mean? How can I get better at my live show? 'Cause you have a lot of artists that I've seen, I've toured with a lot of them, where you're backstage watching them and you see where you can see where they can be better at their stagecraft. But just by how an individual move, you're kind of militant, you just hold it and watch him and make him do his thing, you know what I mean? Which probably is wrong. Probably you need to call him aside. But you never know. Probably both sides, you know what I mean? Both eras need to let go certain things and kind of help the younger ones, you know what I mean? Which I'm open. Any one of them can pick up them phone any day and call me and ask us how we did it and live show wise. Cause majority of them they have delivery in the studio. It's just live show where they kind of struggle and they kind of struggle with with kind of knowing that it's all about the music and the work that needs to be done. It's not about egos or individuals. As the creative juices flow, you just stick to the philosophy of using the studio to have fun. They kind of take it beyond that. And after 2 years, you don't hear nothing more about them, which is sad, you know what I mean? Because you have so much talent like that. And I've heard a lot of them with crazy talent. And if they just had like probably upbringing of myself and the Mojos, probably their career would have been way, 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 way better, you know what I mean?
Facts. Mentorship is important in all that we do. Are you mentoring anybody at the moment right now, sharing this wealth of knowledge?
Yeah, we have a few. We have a few. You have a friend of mine who wasn't really an artist. I think the first artist I really mentor was Miss Thing and Jay. So Miss Thing was a friend of a friend of the family, and she wasn't even an artist at the time. She was attending Tivoli Garden High School, and we went to her and we did. I think it's get that money before you give money. That was the first time like, she started doing well on the scene, and then we did Dude with her and Beanie Man, and it went straight. It basically blew away the Billboard charts and put her She basically got probably the biggest burst as a female out
Mm-hmm.
of Jamaica. Not even Lady Star, not even Spice. Didn't get that at the time. And she kind of messed that up by the same thing, and she didn't want to listen at the time. You know what I mean? I was
Mm-hmm.
there trying to tell her that yo, you have time, you don't have to rush certain things, slow down. And by the time these songs were the biggest songs all over the world, she was supposed to perform at Top of the Pops and MTV, and she got pregnant. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
that kind of slowed down everything. And, in this music business, nothing waits. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
waits, and it moves so fast. And that was her opportunity. It just boom, it went. You know what I mean? Apart from that, Spice was the next one. When I met Spice in England, we were on a tour together. At the end of the tour, she told me that if you don't see me, I'll be in England. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you were just touring with us for like 3 weeks, and every night it was
Mm-hmm.
destroying the place. And she said, well, because of all the counteraction songs that I've done, this was 93. No,
Mm-hmm.
2003, my bad. 2003,
Mm-hmm.
2004. All of these songs that I've done, the artists that I've counteracted kind of told the producers that if I'm on the beat, they're not gonna go on the beat, so the producers don't want to record me. So I'm gonna see if I can chill with my aunt at the time in England and probably get a job do. I'm saying crazy, this talented can't do
Serious?
that. You know what? If ever I'm not telling you because I don't know one's plans and what one
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really want to do. You know what I mean? So I told her if you ever feel the love for the music and you come to Jamaica, give me a call and me make it happen. You know what I mean? And that's when she got back to Jamaica from England and she gave me a call and I took her to the studio, me and Dave, and that's how we started working together. We fly her to Miami. And she was here. She was living with me at the time for like a while. Myself, my whole family. At the time, Elijah was a little baby. Elijah just born. Spice used to be there with Elijah every day,
Oh wow.
feeding Elijah. Yeah. A lot of people don't know these things because these are not things that we really do interviews and talk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we did. Me's a girl, me not fight over, man. That's the first thing that really took her off. And we
Mm-hmm.
started touring, started carrying her everywhere that I was performing. And but Gracie is the type of female that hardworking, and you could see that she was a sponge. She wanted it, you know what I mean? So I knew that she'd
Mm-hmm.
be good. Like I knew she'd be solid. And when you can look back at it now and know that okay, I did my part, you know what I mean? I did what I had to do to make her get out there. And she's like a sister to me up to the day, you know what I mean? No matter
That's
what, and
awesome.
we always keep a contact. She's the next one. Then there's this friend of mine by the name of Shizzle that's doing his thing now. He wasn't even a musician, you know what I mean? He was the type of person that just dressed crazy and people like how he dressed and he wanted to do it. They came up with the idea of Tinker Chattings and we kind of mold him and show him delivery, make him understand without even people knowing, you know what I mean? Without even people know that you're in the background kind of doing these things and show him, okay, this is how you perform on stage. Keep your head up, don't look down. And a
Yeah.
shy dude, even though you see him wear all these outrageous outfits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And kind of just put him on and let him do his thing. And he's out there doing his thing now. But you have so many more. You have so many more that's there. You have a singer in 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 Ocherios. You understand? That's our link at the same time. He just signed to Spectrum label, and we kind of gave him the blessing because by right
Mm-hmm.
is my artist, and we kind of gave him the blessing because specialists wanted to put him on his label, and I'm saying, you know what, if they're gonna do what they need to do and get your thing out there, you have to get your thing out there. You know what I mean? His name is the Rebel, and now he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to change the name to a different name to get him out there. But talented, talent, country youth, but
Mm-hmm.
super talented. You know what I mean? So you have so many. Whenever he can take up his phone and say, DJ, what I think? Listen to this for me, please. DJ, they gave me a contract to sign. And just that alone, you can send a contract over and say, okay, now this don't look right. Without even me needing to say, you know what, you need to sign to me first. And then we put you on to
Mm-hmm.
someone
Mm-hmm.
else. You know what I mean? You notice I've never ever done that. It's more doing just for doing sake. I've never ever, we could have signed Spice. We could have signed Miss Thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? We could have signed Jay. We could have signed so many artists that you just say, you know what, we're working. Because at the same time, I remember my upbringing. Dave Kelly didn't tell me I have to sign with Madhouse. I didn't sign with Madhouse until I was signing with Atlantic Records.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell people these things, they would be shocked because I've been making hits with Madhouse from 1995. And I signed to Atlantic Records 2004. And the only reason why I signed with Madhouse is because I wanted a label deal from Atlantic Records, and for us to get the label deal, we had to prove that Madhouse owned the rights to Baby Sham. And that's when I signed to Madhouse the night before we signed with Atlantic Records. So Dave is not one of them individuals that believe, oh, you need to sign it to keep it. No. To him, if we are working, we are supposed to keep it real with each other. If the big opportunity come along like a record label, you're supposed to remember me. Just like how I remembered you when you were no one. You know what I mean? And we said, let's put the work in together. And that's what they call loyalty. And I think that's the reason why I've always stuck with Dave over the years. All of these producers, they knew I had the talent, had the ability to do music on a certain level, but they weren't really showing me the love that I needed to be shown at the time. You know what I mean? They would more ask you, okay, that song is bad. What about us giving it to a prominent artist? You know what I mean? And Dave was the one who kind of molded. The only one that really showed love. John showed me a whole heap of love back then. John for sure, you know what I mean? Shelly Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, Sham, this reasoning is so sweet. We're here chatting, and what do you know? 1:30. But I cannot have you on and not talk Lawless since 1995. It's the name of your album. It's your clothing line, and you're rocking it right now for persons who are watching on YouTube and on RFM social media platforms. So tell us about Lawless, because we know you're a law-abiding citizen, but your brand is Lawless. Tell us about the whole concept.
The whole concept of it is basically not allowing anyone to trap you in a box. You know what I mean? You decide your own destiny. You don't let anyone decide where your abilities can go. And that's what Lawless is really about. And when I say Lawless since 1995, ever since 1995 I came in the business, we have seen a lot of obstacles and a lot of fights because of basically your producer is one of the top producers in the world, but it's not every disc jockey would agree with how he did his business back then. So you find that a lot of my songs weren't played by certain disc jockeys back then. And that's how we came up with the concept of Lawless when I came back to Jamaica. When that was, I think it was 2010, to promote wine and turn up. There was a lot of change in the business and a lot of politics. And we decided that we were going to skip radio and go straight to the streets. And that's how we went to the streets, and I print up these t-shirts called Lawless, but I was basically going against the grade and going against the industry. And that's how it all formed. And I'm happy it went that way. But it's love all the same, you know what I mean? So the clothing line is there and it's doing its own thing. It's its own entity. It's moving at a different pace. It's moving at a different rate. It's different from Sham and what Sham is doing. So we have to give thanks, and it's all up.
No, as you mentioned, Turn Up. I mean, this is a track that you did with your wife. And when I saw your face lit up when you mentioned your son Elijah earlier. Are your children interested in music, and would this be something that you support?
Dava, the older son, he's interested in music. Like, he does his own little chop ups with music. He creates his own music for his video game programming, because that's what he's doing. He's doing video game programming, and
nice.
So you'd find that he's into like old school. Like, he would come to me with something from Yellow Man, like Diseases rhythm. I'm like, what do you know about this? You know what I mean? And thing, but that's the things that he's chopping up and putting them in his video game editing, and that's what he's into. Elijah have the music naturally. Elijah naturally loves music, but football is where his thing is. He loves football to death, you know what I mean? So you never know. You have to just facilitate them. You have to just encourage them, give them whatever they need. And if they decide to go into music, I'm here. If he decides to take his football to the next level, I'm here at the same time. If he decides to do whatever he wants to do, they basically just facilitate them. There's nothing, because no one in my family said this is what you were going to do. You know what I mean? It was my choice. It was me who wanted this, sir. And that will be their choice at the end of the day. But at least you can say, you can facilitate them wherever they need to go. You know what I mean? And that's very important.
What's the most fun thing to do with your children as a dad?
I would say when we vibe in the backyard, like when we're in the backyard cooking, we're in the pool, we have these video game vibe, which I'm half my game. I'm not on my game like back then, but so now they can have their say. But when we have these friendly rivalries, which I never ever let them win, never ever.
So them think that it cool. Now, Sham, there's no way I can really have you on and close off the interview and not talk about how you're looking. Whenever I see Sham, I'm like, yo, Sham is simply ageless. You have to give us now your health tips. What is your secret to, staying young and staying fit?
Well, I'm going to release this skin cream by the name of Vitamin S. It's coming soon. Well, I think it's James. I think it's my mom. If you see my mom now, you wouldn't believe. She's just one of them beautiful ladies that a woman that always just keep herself in shape. And I think it's
Mm-hmm.
natural. It's just one of them things. It's her genes. I don't think she do anything really special for me. I eat, I eat good. I don't eat anything that's not organic. I
Mm-hmm.
drink a lot of water. Recently, I started drinking a lot of water recently, but I eat really good. I don't really bleach like that unless it's in the studio. When we say
Mm-hmm.
bleach, for those people
Yeah, please
that don't understand
clarify.
Jamaican term, it's not rubbing bleach. It's really
Yeah.
staying up late. You know what I mean? In the
Yes.
night dew. Yeah. Apart from that, I never ever sleep too long from day one. I don't get more than 3 to 4 hours sleeps per day. So I don't understand it. It's one of them things. I think it's just blessing. It's just Father God blessing. You know what I mean? And I always stay with the kids. If you stay with the kids, probably you can stay young.
I love it. Sham, we're absolutely out of time. And our final question now, right? At some point, we all procrastinate. However, what advice would you give to the person that's listening right now, who is standing in their way of their success because of procrastination?
One of the worst things is to not try. The easiest thing to me is to fail and get up back again because at least you knew you tried. You know what I mean? So don't look at it like okay, I'm not gonna try because I think I'm gonna fail. So what if you fail? Fail again, and again and again until you get there. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. You have to believe. Always believe in yourself no matter what. When no one else believes in you. That's why I told you all before the road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure. Called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies. Caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success. Believe in your God, man. Enough love.
All right. Thank you so much, Sham. This was absolutely awesome. I loved every moment of it. And can I tell you, I sense a part two, because we're not done yet. We're not even getting to get a story, your collaboration, so much more to talk about.
Yo, you make all my earpods them done. My earpods them run out.
But thank you so much. This was truly awesome, Sham.
All right. Enough love, yeah?
All right, that was world-renowned dancehall DJ Sham right here. Only 107. It's all about road to success, the journey. And didn't we learn a lot today? Absolutely amazing. It is truly fantastic.